Hey, welcome back. It's Saturday. Whew. And I took the kids to art today. I took the 10-year-old and the 8-year-old to art. And now I'm just home trying to figure out what I want to do with my life today. And I was thinking about something, and I'm like, I feel like this is a good conversation for This Is 40 Plus. So I always wonder if like I'm the only one who in their 40s, right? I'm the only mom in her 40s who is like, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Like, I've been wondering that for the longest time, right? Even in my late 30s, I'm like, am I the only one out here that's just winging it every day? Like, I don't have a master plan. I'm really winging it. I took the kids to art today, and I did a pop-up shop for my business, well, one of my businesses, and it made me think about like being in this stage of my life and not having what society deems as, having it all together. And it's like every day I am just waking up trying to figure out how to navigate this day and make it to the next day. When it comes to parenting, when it comes to relationships, when it comes to working a job that is absolutely draining the life from me, when it comes to my goals, it's like I'm winging it, because every time I've created a plan in the last few years, it's like I have created plans, I have things mapped out, because, all right, I am a planner. I have to have a plan. I am not a spontaneous person. I have to like sit down and research and do all the things for stuff to make sense to me and for me to like do things. And lately I was making plans, and I would be like, yep, this is it. This is great. Yep, this is what I'm going to do. This is going to work out perfect. And, plans just fall through. And so I'm like, I don't have anything figured out right now. I thought that by the time you reached 40, that you had everything together. You had all the answers. You have achieved like all of your milestones. Like, when I was in my 20s and mothering, and then in my 30s, I absolutely was like, yeah, when I hit 40, baby, I'm going to have it all together. I'm going to know everything. My life is going to be 100% the way it's supposed to be. And no, it is not. It is not. And every day I'm sitting here like, okay, so what part did I mess up on? Like, what was the part that was like, okay, girl, everything derailed? I've been trying to figure that out. But I was like at art today, and I was talking to the owner of the art studio. It's a black owned art studio here in Georgia that's 10 minutes from my house. I absolutely love it. It's called Mosaic Minds Art Academy. But I was in there talking to the owner. Like, we've become friends. My kids have been going there for about 3 years. And she was like, oh my gosh, your YouTube channel is so great. Like, I'm so proud of you. Like, it's so needed. We need to have these conversations. She was like, girl, because we don't know. She was like, girl, I'm older than you, and we don't have it figured out. And I was like, really? Because I'm over here like I'm the only one. It's just me, but apparently it's not. And it made me think about just like, how did we even get to this conclusion that we had to have everything figured out by 40. Like, why is that a thing? Like, your life is not over at 40. Now, let me go back, right? So I told you when I first introduced you to my channel that from the age of 37 until my 40th birthday, I was in like some sort of midlife crisis about turning 40. Because it was bad, y'all. Like, obsessing over turning 40 and trying to make sure that life was together. But I don't understand how we came to the conclusion that it's supposed to be 100% together by the time you hit this age. Like, I feel like a lot of days I am in my prime, and then some days I do feel like I'm behind, but for the most part, I'm just like, I'm realizing that it's okay to just be figuring stuff out at this big old age. It's okay. Because I was at the art studio today, and I was doing a pop-up shop because I need to get rid of inventory from my beauty supply store that was abruptly closed in April. So backstory for that. I had wanted to open a black-owned beauty supply store for about 6, 7, maybe 8 years. And I finally started the process last April of 2025. I hired a consultant. I paid this consultant a very extensive fee. Okay, baby, it was not a little bit of money. And I was hitting roadblock after roadblock after roadblock. I mean, all the no's in the world. Banks are like, girl, we're not giving you a dime. We don't know you. What the hell have you done for us to give you this kind of money? And I got discouraged, but I was like, you know what? I really want to do this. This is a need for my community. Like, I want to be able to employ little black girls. I want to be able to provide clean beauty products for my community. I want people to shop and feel seen, feel heard, feel respected. So I was like, you know what? Even through the no's, even through my discouragement, I still got to figure out how to get this done. And so in February, I found a vendor marketplace that's about 10 minutes from my home. It was perfect, like the perfect setup, okay? I didn't have to be there full time, so that meant I could still work my full-time job that I absolutely need to pay bills, even though it absolutely drains me. And I could like just build up my credibility and then go to the bank and say, here, I made this amount of money. My concept has been proven. Give me the money I'm asking for so I can open my storefront. And so I opened officially on April 11th of this year. April 11th, 2026, I opened inside of Painted Tree Boutiques in Snellville, Georgia. It was an amazing grand opening. I had so many people excited. Like, my TikToks were like, people were like, I was getting numbers on my TikToks, and my Instagram was growing, and I had people reaching out about, sorry, it was a bug. I had people reaching out about putting their clean beauty products in my store because I highlight black-owned and women-owned brands. It was, oh my God, it felt like I had hit the jackpot and I was absolutely going to achieve my goal. And I opened April 11th. Grand opening was a success. I made about $500, $600 that day. And I was like on a high. It was amazing. And I was like, you know, planning like my week and like how to boost sales and like different events I was going to host this summer. And on April 14th, I got an email saying that Painted Tree Boutiques was shutting down every single location they had in the United States, which is about 63 stores that they had with thousands of vendors. They were shutting down effective immediately. So meaning as of that day, April 14th, which was a Tuesday, they were no longer, they were ceasing operations, and we needed to come and get all of our shit up out their stores because, baby, they might get locked out. And I got this email at work, mind you. I'm sitting at work like, you have got to be kidding me. I just opened 3 days. 3 days prior was my grand opening. And now you're telling me I no longer have a store. All of the money that I have put into this went down the drain. I have all of this inventory. Where am I going to sell it? Because a lot of my vendors, I can't sell their products online because they sell their products online. So I have to have a physical storefront. So I'm like, what am I supposed to do with all this stuff that I just bought? And it put me in, like, I won't say depression, because I'm not quite sure I was depressed. Probably. Me and my therapist have had this conversation. But I was very, very, like, I guess, stressed, very anxious, very worried. Because I did not know what was next. I'm like, I did everything, right? I'm starting small. I'm trying to build up my credibility. I'm trying to, get what I need to open the big storefront. And I followed all the steps. I followed the plan. And it's like another roadblock. And this one just felt like it was so personal, even though it wasn't. It just felt like it was so personal. And it was like, girl, stop. You're not going to achieve anything. Why are you trying so hard? And it took me about 6 weeks to, like, come out of that. Like, I'm honestly just now, it's June 5th, and I'm just now starting to feel better about, my life, my future, my goals, like continuing to pursue my goals and my dreams. But that, having my dream, right, that I worked really hard on, kind of just be ripped away from me, not because of something I did, but just in general, because of life, it really made me sit down and think about, why am I so stressed about not having the things that I thought I was supposed to have by this age of 41? Like, why am I so stressed about my age and, still trying to get things together? Like, how did I get here? I spent 3 years literally obsessing over the fact that I wasn't where I said I was going to be, and how would I actually get there in 3 years? And baby, I did not get there in 3 years. And then, like, it was just like, okay, so what am I supposed to be doing then? Like, because clearly all the things I'm trying aren't working. So what am I supposed to be doing? Why is my life not together? Why can't I get it together? How do other people, retire at 40 or feel like they've reached their peak at 40? And I'm over here like, girl, what the kids eating for breakfast today? Did you go to the grocery store? This channel honestly is like an outlet for me, because I get to just share what I'm thinking and then build community of women who understand. Because it's been so long, it's been a long time of me feeling like I was the problem and I was the only person facing this world of not having it together at my big age. And so now that I know that I'm not alone, it's like, okay, great, now we can figure things out together. We can lean on each other. Because doing it, like I said before in my other video, doing it in isolation is kind of traumatizing. You need community. You need people to build, to grow, to be better. And today, honestly, like when I did my pop-up shop, and I made some sales, I sold some more inventory. I still have a lot left, but it was like, okay, girl, you gotta keep going. You gotta keep showing up. Like, just because you don't have it together, just because something happened that kind of put a halt in your progress, does not mean you're supposed to stop and give up. It does not mean that you will never achieve it. It does not mean that you are failing. It just means that you got to figure out a different path, and you got to keep forging forward. You got to keep taking steps. You got to keep progressing no matter what you encounter, because you don't have the visions for no reason, and you will always be able to pull through if you don't give up. And so that's pretty much what I wanted to share today. Is like, I don't know where we came up with this conclusion that we have to have everything figured out by the time we turn 40 or 45 or 50. because it's a lot of people that are just now figuring out who they are and what they want to do. And so I just want to encourage you to keep going, no matter where you are, no matter what you have going on, no matter what your goals are, your big dream is. Keep going, keep pushing forward, no matter what roadblocks you hit. Try to work through them, because we will figure out 40 together. Okay. So thank you again for tuning in, and we'll talk again soon.